Hi, my name is Satvik Varshney. I will be presenting the business model canvas for my business idea Elicit. The main aim of Elicit is to reduce resources spent on extracting information from unstructured documents, especially for large organizations and document heavy industries, and help them make informed decisions on the way. The product is a computer and cloud application based service which uses natural language processing to solve queries provided by users in a day to day language. Currently, the team primarily consists of me as its sole member. I am a science and business student at the University of Waterloo, specializing in physics. During my previous co-op terms, I have worked for companies like Sharp Electronics and Tata Consultancy Services, where I was deployed to work for Cisco. When I initially came up with the idea for Elicit, my main hypothesis was that everyone in modern society is involved with the use of documents in some form or the other, such as related to property purchases, lease agreements, bank loans and transactions, various investments, small business contracts, etc. The major issue faced by the masses includes an inability to read and understand the terms and conditions of the documents, which use domain-specific jargon. The sheer size and volume of the documents can also act as a deterrent for many people when it comes to solving their queries. The application allows the documents to be summarized and converted into an easy-to-understand language and respond to the user's questions. The primary engine behind the product is the pre-established framework for natural language processing. NLP falls in similar domains as machine learning and artificial intelligence. The way the application works is that once the user provides the documents, Elicit takes a query from the user regarding the information that the user wants from the document. Or in simpler words, the user asks Elicit a question in day-to-day language with the aim of getting an answer based on the documents that they provide. Elicit then analyzes what words can be tokenized as keywords and locates them in the user-provided documents. Using NLP algorithms for semantic and context analysis, it analyzes which set of keywords in the document best match the requested query. If the user requires verbatim responses from the documents, the best match result is returned to the user as the answer to the user's question. If the user requires simplified or summarized version of the information, the NLP's translation-based algorithm is applied to convert the text into a more user-friendly day-to-day language. This leads us to the original business model canvas that I had developed for Elicit. The primary customer segments included individual customers who were dealing with bulky or hard to understand documents, such as in the fields of property or lease agreements, bank documents, legal documents, academic documents, etc. The main value proposition provided to the consumers was that they were now able to extract information from complicated and difficult to understand documents without having to spend money or resources into hiring professional help. The revenue streams for the business primarily relied on subscription and freemium models. The main channels to reach out to the consumers included advertisements, social media, and word of mouth. At this point of time, as Elicit was in its nascent phases, I wanted to get an opinion regarding the business side of the startup. I was trying to garner an overall holistic view of what the flaws may currently be present in the business idea and what major changes could be made to satisfy those gaps. My research primarily involved talking to people who could advise me on the overall high level aspects of the business. Since I mainly targeted people who had experience in the development of startups, especially for startups which were in the ideation phases, these individuals included coaches who were available at the startup incubators and other tech CEOs who had experience with multiple startups. The individuals who had the most impact on pivoting my ideas are shown on the slide. The key takeaways that I had received from talking to the startup coaches revolved around changing the business model from a B2C to a B2B model. The main reason behind this was that I came to realize the market potential such a product could have when applied for large corporations and organizations who directly dealt with bulks of document and were always in need of reliable data extraction. Other issues such as customer reliability, understanding, and reach were also reduced when targeting B2B businesses instead of B2C. Other highlights in terms of the issues were involving data privacy and potential legal issues that could appear if incorrect information was extracted by the application. The third primary theme that came up was the use of Amazon Web Services to extract text from the documents before being processed by Elicit into useful information. This could be done until the company had gained traction, after which a local algorithm could be created and dedicated it to Elicit. To back up my claims regarding the potential in a B2B business model, I performed secondary research into pre-existing document extraction services. From various research as seen from the slide, it is evident that there is a strong market for data extraction tools, with annual growth rates for such tools reaching up to 11%. While the exact figures differ, most research indicates that the document data extraction industry is already worth a few $1 billion. These key insights and takeaways helped me refresh my business model and gear it towards a more B2B focused application and service. Primary changes were made to customer segments, which now mainly focused on large organizations and firms, such as businesses, startups, government agencies, law firms, etc. This change in customer segment also led to a change in the company's value proposition, which now focused on being able to mass extract key data from unstructured documents for these large organizations. Since B2B businesses rely heavily on relationships and values, customer relationships are now geared towards providing regular support for technical maintenance and regular application updates according to customer feedback. Changes for the channels to reach out to the customers were modified to B2B targeted advertisements, cold approach and demonstrations, and increasing Elicit's search result rank by influencing the search engine optimization. The revenue streams were modified to enable businesses to hire Elicit services based on license purchases, cloud and server subscriptions. In terms of key partners, AWS services had to now be included to allow for better text extraction. This also resulted in changes in the key resources and infrastructure costs. To accommodate for any unforeseen legal consequences, key activities now included regular legal evaluations in new domains and expenditure on legal teams. Throughout the development of the business model canvas, I got to learn that multiple unforeseen factors need to be handled as they appear, especially when dealing with new ideas. To avoid unforeseen factors to a large degree, it is important to determine your customer base and understanding where your product fits the best. Coming down to specific pivots experienced for Elicit, a major learning was that B2B style businesses may suit the product's capabilities better, rather than catering to individuals who may not have such a strong use case for it. And while developing such applications, it is important to take note of the user's privacy, as such information can be crucial and, if not handled correctly, can lead to major legal consequences for the company. Thank you.